last video and then I'm out. So previous video I was discussing how Senegal were able to capitalize on their strength, their structures, and their Africanness to win against Poland, and they registered the first African win of this tournament. Everyone had high hopes for Egypt. Like, everyone had high hopes for Egypt, mostly because they have Salah. But unfortunately, because of Salah's injury during the Champions League final, which was orchestrated by Sergio Ramos. Moment of silence, yes. His performance, he's not fit. He is not fit to be playing at the stage. Yeah. And unfortunately, everyone had piled even the other Egyptian players had piled all their hope on him. Now he's injured. He can only do so much. And the rest of it's like they had this balloon of hope, and now the injury and his lack of form, it's just busted. Like, boop. Bust that balloon. Now there's no more hope. And they can't seem to get their act together, which was evident during that Russia game yesterday. So Russia were able to beat Egypt 3-1. Let me first say it was a big congratulations to Salah for not missing that penalty like other people we know. And despite his frail condition at the moment, you could see he was a bit timid throughout the game. He didn't want to get into any altercation with the Russian players, and he was apprehensive about even approaching goal. But kudos to him for putting that penalty in. The Russians were pretty strong, I have to admit. Like, I had significantly underestimated Russia before this World Cup, and I thought the game against Saudi Arabia, where they scored 5 goals, was a complete fluke. Because both Russia and Saudi Arabia do not have impressive FIFA rankings, like, seriously. So I was like, doesn't count. But now against Egypt, I'm starting to see a team that's well formed, a team that's well organized, and with all the right players in all the right places. Yeah. So the game was, the first half was bad for both the Russians and the Egyptians, I have to say. Like, it was boring. And only after that own goal by Fati in the 47th minute did things start shaking up. Like, now there's movement. Now there's some some sparks starting to appear. I want to talk about 3 specific players, if I can remember them, because I'm so sleepy. I'll start with Zobnin. Wow. I think that's his name. I like his style of play. I like how agile he is and how flexible he is in executing his roles. He's a central midfielder, and he can do it all. Like, he's all-rounded. Defense, you go. Like, central defense, you go. The interceptions, you go. The tackles, you go. Like, the passing, the feeding, you go. Like, he's such an essential powerhouse, and he controls the entire game for the Russians. Actually, that's where the power comes from. Yeah, that's where the attacks emanate from, and it was quite impressive to watch that. And I started digging up on him, and he seems to be underestimated in most of the teams he's played for. Not like the likes of James Milner. Like, everyone knows Milner is the best. Okay, my best midfielder, but this guy is really good, and people don't seem to notice it. But now I've noticed it, so yay. Who else was impressive? Oh, Cheryshev. So during the 5-0 onslaught by the Russians on the Saudis, Cheryshev managed to score 2 goals. So yeah, he was a top scorer, World Cup top scorer for a few hours, and then obviously Ronaldo went and toppled that. But now he scored yesterday, and that means he's at par with Ronaldo. So now the competition is getting fierce. So it's Ronaldo and Cheryshev. We have the likes of Lukaku and Costa, and Harry Kane has only scored one. So Harry Kane ako huku chini. And Costa scored two. So yeah, he's a really nice. Cheryshev he's a left winger that we should look out for during the rest of the tournament. I'm seeing everywhere people are not seeing Russia go past last 16, but so now we've talked about the amazing midfield. We've talked about the amazing left winger who's now among the top scorers of the World Cup already. Let's talk about their forward. What was his name again? Artem. I think that's his name. So Artem was like, how do I start? He's a magician. If Russians are allowed to have magicians, they seem like to have such a cold culture. They wouldn't even believe in magicians. But yeah, he's had some disputes with the coach, but he is a playmaker for these guys. So in the first game, Russia versus Saudi Arabia, he didn't play the first half, but second half, when he got on, he almost instantly scored a goal. He changes things. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Oh God. English is so hard. So he changes things, he makes things vibrant, and even yesterday's game, he played the entire game and he had an impact. A serious impact, not only on goal creation, but also on the attitudes of the other players. I think he's one of those who instills confidence in the other players, and it was really amazing to watch. He was partly responsible for that own goal. He made Fati score an own goal, in short. And yeah, did he score the last one? I can't remember. My mind is so messed up right now. I just want to sleep. But yeah, so Artem, Zobnin, and Cheryshev, very good players. Not very good like uko top, but for a Russian team, for a team that I thought could not play at all, they're really doing. They're impressive. They're impressing me, and I cannot wait to see if they'll be able to prove the critics wrong and move past the last 16. Anyway, that's it for me, and I will be seeing you guys tomorrow, hopefully with something else. Like, for instance, the fact that Jack Wilshere is no longer an Arsenal player. Did you see that coming? I saw that coming, but many